What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today is a pretty important day. Today I officially hit 70,000 miles on my C7 Corvette, and I wanted to talk to you guys about maintenance, what kind of issues I've been having, and if you should actually stay away from one of these cars at this kind of mileage. Again, for reference, this is a 2014 Z51 3LT model. Let's hop into it.
Give me the green light like John Legend. I wrote in the sex, I'm a force to be reckoned with. Like Ralph, I'm wrecking shit. One day I'ma be on the jet with this. Where's Keisha, cause I'm heaven sent. I got power like a 50 cent. I'm more certified than a president. Man, I'm telling you, I'm big stepping, big flex. Goddamn, I'm feeling like Hercules. Niggas aren't saying I'm not from Earth. That nigga must be from Mercury. I'm the man with that plan. Next year, my fit's gonna be on demand. My shit stay crack, it's contraband. Only fans gon' understand, get a helping hand. I'm the main man, Batman, and you niggas Robins. Ayy, they like how is he winning the race at that pace when he's only jogging? Ayy, I used to flex in the Charger, now I'm making a cut like a barber. Ayy, my dreams get close, not farther. Ayy, trying to get me in.
Okay, so before we get to the list of things I've been having, the list of issues that I've been having with this car, I want to give you guys a little bit of backstory. I've owned 2 additional vehicles in my life, including, well, no, not including the Nissan Altima. That's a lease, that doesn't matter. The other 2 vehicles I've owned is a 2015 Dodge Charger. I bought that car at around 45,000 miles. I drove that car like all over the country, and then I sold it about a year and a half later, and it had around 70 or 80,000 miles on it. I had 0 issues with that car throughout its lifetime. I wish I still had that car. That car is awesome. I'm gonna see if I can put a picture of it for you guys. And then I did sell that car for a 392 Dodge Challenger 2016 Scat Pack. And I had that car for about a year and a half. I drove that car all the way to California, down to San Diego, and drove it all the way back. I put about 25,000 miles on that car, and I've had no issues with that car at all. No electrical issues, no engine problems, transmission problems. That car was pain-free. Now, moving on to my Corvette, I did buy this car with 70,000 miles on it, but like I mentioned, the Charger was a V6, by the way, base model, and I had no issues with it. This car, I've owned it for maybe about 3 months, and I'm having some issues. Nothing game breaking, nothing like transmission or anything like that, but I am having some issues. So let's go ahead and get into what I'm having. So the first issue that I'm having with the Corvette actually is that the day after I bought it, I wouldn't say the day after, about a month in, I bought the vehicle, and about a month later I had a dead battery. Or should I say, I was experiencing some really faulty electrical issues on the car, and I assumed that it was the battery going out. Now, for some odd reason, the vehicle was on its original battery. So, you know, whatever batteries go out, that's a wear and tear thing, right? So we went ahead and replaced the battery. But after that happened, I did start experiencing some additional issues, but the first thing that I did have to go through was a dead battery. So, you know, that's a given. Okay, so to kind of loop back onto the electrical issues, after I replaced the battery, or before I replaced the battery, I kind of noticed that when I went to go and start the car after letting it sit for about 2 to 3 days, that it would take a long time for the car to kind of turn over and actually start. So it would crank for at least a second or 2 longer than it actually should. And even after I replaced the battery, I'm still having that issue right now. If I leave the car for about maybe 2 or 3 days, I get that issue. And keep in mind, this is before I did any modifications on the car. So like right now I have my color changing headlights. I don't know if you can see them, but right now they're on purple. I had none of this stuff installed before I started having any of these issues. So before anyone points to that as my issue, this car was stock, no headlights, no taillights, no underglow, nothing like that. I'm still having that problem today. I need to get the car taken to a shop to get that sorted out. Another issue I'm having is these Lamborghini taillights. Now, again, these are aftermarket, and this could be because of the taillights. But after I had these taillights put in, somehow, some way, I was having an issue with the driver's side assembly, and it started flickering and flashing. I'm gonna see if I can get a video for you guys of it. I think I mentioned it in my last video. So like those are dim, the passenger side ones are dim, these are brighter, and if you can see, touching it is it fucks them up bad. Let me see. like just tap it or whatever, it turns them off. And then when I put the brake on, so I'm pressing the brake.
Now they come. Okay, now it was just doing it, but
yeah. So the passenger one is flashing, but the other one isn't, right?
yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the problem. I can't drive like that. So, but when I turn the car off, it works. Oh, it's not even on. See?
Yeah, see, it's flashing real bad.
Yes. I don't know what the hell is going on. So, but I was having some issues with it, and when I went to my shop and we took it out, we noticed that there was about a pint size of water in the connection, in the plug-in connection, and no idea how it even got in there. Now, I could blame the aftermarket taillight for having a really bad seal, but the water shouldn't be getting inside of the bumper in the first place. So that's just something that I need to look into. I may need to replace the entire wiring harness for the back of the car. It should be covered under warranty, but I don't know. The car's got 70,000 miles on it, and like I mentioned, it's only been 2 or 3 months since I've owned the car. So that's just another issue that I'm kind of facing right now. Another problem I'm actually having with this Corvette is I'm having a leaking problem. It's not a big deal, and it's probably something I could probably get away with ignoring, but it's still an issue nonetheless. Is, as you guys know, this car is a Targa top. The top comes off, you store it in the back, whatever. Now, this area right here where the Corvette seals, it could be me, I could be an idiot, but sometimes when I seal this, when I put the top back on, there will be a leak when I go to a car wash. I don't drive this car in the rain, mind you, really important. But when I go to a car wash, sometimes some water will seep through here and like it'll hit me on the arm and I'll get wet, or whatever. And I did notice that when I get the car blow dried, like after a car wash, a touchless one, no brushes, a touchless car wash, after I get it dried off, I believe that some water is actually getting through the firewall and actually hitting me in my leg, because I feel it when I'm driving or when I'm leaving the car wash. So that's just another problem that I'm dealing with right now. Some people say that you can replace the seals right here and on the top. Actually here, I don't know if you can notice, but there's maybe a little bit of play you can see there, but I don't know, no idea. I don't know, I'm not a mechanic, so, whatever. But that is another issue that I am having with the vehicle. The car sits in the garage for the most part, and I don't really drive it in the rain or in the snow, so it's not something I really have to worry about, but that is an issue that I am having, and definitely something to look out for if you do decide to park this car in your driveway or whatever. And this very last problem is, in my opinion, the one that gets on my nerves the absolute most, not the electrical problems or anything like that. It's actually panel gaps. Let me actually turn the camera around and show you what I know. I got this car wrapped, and when they did wrap the vehicle, they took all of the panels off. They hire someone that knows what they're doing. They take all the panels off. And this is a very, very common issue with these Corvettes, and I am super upset that is happening to me. But as you can see, if you get really close right here, this panel is a little bit off. It's supposed to be up and connected. Like, let me see if I can push it. Like this. It's supposed to be very flush with the next panel, but for some reason when they put the panel back on and the bumper back on, this little gap won't go away. And I can't blame them, because upon further inspection and further investigation, this is a super, super common problem with these cars. Look at this one. This panel is even worse. You can even see the gap here, and this is my fault, but I used a little bit of super glue because the panel was actually coming off of the inner panel, and it was creating like an air dam, and it looked even worse than this. But this is a huge problem. I think you can fix this by replacing the clips, but I've seen people have this issue with as little as 3,000 miles on these C7 Corvettes, and I don't know, it just really shows the build quality of these cars, or more importantly, it's a Corvette, but it's still a Chevy. But what are you gonna do? So I'm thinking about getting the pins that connect the bumper. I'm thinking about getting new ones to see if that fixes my issue. But yeah, that is, man, I'll look at this car in the garage and it looks perfect. And then I look at that panel and I lose my mind. So I definitely gotta get this car to the shop. I'll probably have them look at it when I get my first oil change. I don't drive the car all that often, but yeah, those are definitely some of the most annoying problems I've been having with this vehicle. And I hate to say it, but my Chryslers that I've owned in the past were way more trouble-free than this car. But to be fair, this does have 70,000 miles on it, so, and I could be unlucky, but to remind you guys, I do still love this car. This is my dream car still through and through, and I would not do anything to trade this car in or, you know, get rid of it. Just want to be transparent. These are some of the issues that I am having with it. So if you are looking at a 2014 Corvette, especially one of these earlier model ones, just be a little bit mindful and definitely look out for some of the issues that I pointed out. Take it to a car wash before you buy it or something like that. I don't know. But with that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right there before I, you know, rabble on too long. So like always, stay positive.
Positive. I rehearse my songs every day, it's so repetitive. I don't battle rap, but I ain't gon' lie, I'm competitive. I am the competition, I follow my intuition. Back then, all I did was wishing. That time is really ticking. I saw that sack, you know a nigga got to run it. I am the king.